Our plane was totally on fire, bailed out, got captured. Filthy, fleas, lice, filth. I survived. The good Lord. The only reason.
Texas Tech alumnus Fisk Hanley II flew in 7 missions in the final months of World War II, only to be captured and held as a special prisoner of war for 5 months in a Japanese dungeon. He penned a book to tell of his ordeal as an accused American war criminal. Born in 1920, Fisk Hanley spent more than 8 decades living in Fort Worth. After graduating from junior college in 1940 with an associate's degree in mechanical engineering, he made the move to Lubbock.
I was in the first graduating class at Texas Tech of aero engineering. There were only 5 of us that graduated in '43.
During his senior year at Texas Tech, Hanley received a life-changing letter.
I got a notice from the draft board in the fall of 1942. Greetings. You have been selected to serve in the U.S. Armed Forces.
The day after graduating, Hanley boarded a train bound for Boca Raton, Florida, to begin aviation cadet school for the United States Air Force.
From there, after 3 months in 1943, I went to Yale University, and 6 months there, and got commissioned. We learned to fly and be flight engineers on B-29s, no B-29s. We flew B-24s, B-17s, and 3 months there, we were certified as flight engineers on B-29s.
Just before Christmas in 1944, they were sent overseas, and on January 12, 1945, they started fighting the Japanese.
We had to fly 35 missions before we could come home. We could see that there was not much chance of living through all of this. So on the 7th mission, which was a mining mission, dropping naval 1,000-pound mines in major Japanese waterway, the Japanese had broken our code.
The Japanese knew Allied forces were planning to invade Okinawa in just 3 days, so their fleet was in place and ready when Hanley and his crew flew over.
The Japanese battleship Yamato, the biggest battleship, much bigger than ours, was right under us. We got the mines dropped at night. That's when one of the searchlights from the big battleship called us. I'm trying to keep the engines running. And our plane was totally on fire, all 4 engines. And that was it. Only 2 of us got out.
After parachuting out of the burning B-29 airplane, Hanley landed in a rice paddy. He was soon ambushed by hundreds of civilians and taken prisoner.
We were prisoners not of the regular Japanese army, but of the Kempeitai, the Japanese worst equivalent of Hitler's Gestapo or SS, and they only 1 out of 29 of B-29 people shot down over Japan came back.
Hanley says Kempeitai prisoners were subjected to constant interrogations and beatings.
I was sent with about 60 other B-29 prisoners to Tokyo, put in the Kempeitai headquarters dungeon. 2 of us got left behind. Hanks, Maynard Hanks, H-A-N, Hanley, H-A-N, were left behind because they got our names mixed up. The 62 prisoners did not come back. They were massacred.
The prisoners were kept in squalor, with little food, no medical attention, and very little hope.
I had about 30 or 40 flak wounds, and the Japanese Kempis purposely infected all of these. The emperor even came down in this smelly cell. See, we got no bath, no sanitation, nothing. In this 5-foot by 9-foot cell with a latrine in the corner, just lived a dirty life.
After being held in captivity for 5 months, the war ended.
All the remaining prisoners in there, about 40, 50 of us, were put on trucks and taken out through burned out Tokyo. And we were put in a prison camp there, Camp Omori. I weighed 70 pounds from 160 pounds.
Just 2 weeks later, Camp Omori was the first Japanese prison camp to be liberated.
I was taken out to the hospital ship, benevolence, checked over, wounds treated first time, and saved.
After returning home, Henley spent months recovering from his wounds. But while he was healing physically, the war still raged on in his head.
I couldn't sleep. It was terrible after I got back. And I didn't know what to do. So I took my college typewriter and I typed every day, a few pages, single space. As I typed that experience, which is that book, I'm happy.
Those late-night typings turned into Henley's memoirs many decades later, detailing his harrowing experience. His book, Accused American War Criminal, has been republished by Texas Tech University Press.
Just time after time, I missed being liquidated. So I wrote a book about that. War is not good. And you fight a war, you fight to win. Here I am, 94 years young, and still healthy. So I'm a survivor.
This is Lacey Nobles for Texas Tech Today.